Hey, what's up, guys? Rideshare guy here, and today we're talking delivery. So, what is the difference between Postmates and Doordash? So, if you guys aren't familiar with these apps, I'm going to talk all about them today, and I've got a lot of experience ordering. To be honest, it's a little bit addicting. I started researching these companies and kind of got addicted to ordering food from both of them, and I've done deliveries for both of them. So, I definitely have some experience with both of these companies and their business models. So, we'll talk about a little bit of how they're same and also their differences today. And, as far as the actual business model, though, the business model is very similar, right? They're both food ordering and delivery apps, right? And on demand, right? So if you need any type of food from a restaurant, takeout type place, fast food, anything like that, you place an order through the app. And the company will actually call in the order. So if it's like a restaurant or something like that, you place an order with Postmates or DoorDash, the company will call in the order for you. So you don't have to call in, which is obviously nice. And then they'll send a courier or a dasher to go pick up the food, drop it to your door. And, kind of like as the name DoorDash would suggest, they bring it to your door, which is kind of cool. You don't have to go meet them out on the street or anything like that. And if it's a fast food place or anything like that, the dasher or the courier will actually go to the restaurant. If they can't call in the order, they'll place the order. Like if it's a Chipotle, they'll go there and they'll have your little menu like, hey, I want a tortilla, rice and beans, right? And they'll kind of go through your entire order and place it for you. So sounds pretty cool, right? Sounds like a lazy man kind of super first world problem dream, right? You can kind of go and have people order food from you. And it is a very convenient service. And for a lot of people, they really enjoy it. A lot of families tend to use it. A lot of like busy professionals, that don't have time to order, people that just kind of want to do takeout, or just people like me who are lazy and kind of want to have food delivered, right? They both give you lots of free codes if you're a new customer. So, that's one thing. If you haven't checked out these services and you're looking into them, definitely make sure that you use like a coupon code or a sign up bonus or something like that, because you can either get a discount or free delivery or sometimes both on your first orders with Postmates and DoorDash. And we'll leave links below if you guys want to use one of our codes to sign up. But either way, kind of getting into the meat of this video, there are some differences. And that's kind of what I really want to focus on today now that we've explained a little bit about what these apps are and what these apps aren't. The first thing that I'll talk about is the cost. The total charges actually end up for Postmates and DoorDash to the customer being about the same, but the way they charge is very different. Now, Postmates actually charges about $4 to $10 for most jobs. They can charge more, but most jobs are in that range. Sales tax on the cost of the food. So they also charge, obviously you have to do sales tax. That's not really a Postmate charge, but the restaurant charges that. And that depends on the city and state. But where I live, it's 9%, which is pretty expensive, right? Postmates also charges a 9% service fee on the total cost of the food. And you have the option on the total cost of the food and the delivery fee, and you have the option to leave a tip for your driver. So after you get your food, you have the option to go on the app and leave them a tip anywhere from 10, 15, 20% to whatever percent you want or whatever amount you want. And drivers actually get to keep 80% of the delivery fee. So of that $4 to $10, drivers keep 80%. Postmates keeps 20%, and then the drivers also receive 100% of the tips, which is definitely nice, right? Postmates doesn't take out a service charge or any commission or anything like that on the tips, which is pretty typical, but it's also just, nice in general that if you're leaving your courier a tip, they're going to get the full amount. Now, DoorDash actually charges a delivery fee that tends to be lower, like in the $4 to $6 range, but they also add an upcharge to all the food, which is about 10% from what I've seen, like from what I'm ordering. And, it was funny because I was ordering from a restaurant in LA that I've been going to since I was a kid called Bay City's, super famous sandwich shop. And I ordered a sandwich on DoorDash and I was like, wait, $7.50 or whatever it was. It definitely isn't that price. I've been ordering the sandwich forever. I know exactly how much it costs. And that's kind of how I discovered that they put this 10% charge, which I think, it's a little bit sneaky, to be honest. And I don't know that they are, trying to be malicious or anything like that. It's just that's how they've chosen to kind of upcharge. And it's very similar. They don't have a 9% service charge like Postmates. So that's kind of like similar to their 9% service charge. And so, that's just kind of like a way that they're making money and charging on, so basically on all the food that you're going to buy, when you see it on the menu, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, about 10% more than what you would see in store. And then obviously with DoorDash, you also have the option to leave a tip. But one difference, that I personally don't like is you have to leave the tip when you place the order. So when you place the order with DoorDash, it asks you for the tip amount and you have to leave it right there. But obviously, I'm not a fan of that because you don't know if the delivery person is going to do a great job. If they totally botched your order and you left them a 30% tip, that driver is like, that delivery person is like, wow, I just got an awesome tip. I did a great job, even though they really screwed it up, right? And if they do a poor job, you can't leave them less. So that's not an option that I'm a huge fan of. With Postmates, you actually can do the tip after. So, the other thing that, the promotions and deals, both these companies offer a lot of promotions and deals. What I found though is Postmates tends to offer a lot better kind of like weekly specials, delivery specials, free food. That's kind of a cool one. Postmates is always doing free food in my area, delivery deals, stuff like that. DoorDash has promotions, but to be honest, I found them a little bit lamer. It'll be like spend $30 and you'll save $4 or $5 or $3 or something kind of low. Nothing that like gets me excited and wants me to be like, oh, I'm going to go spend money because I can save so much money. And then, the other really big difference that I found, and kind of the last thing I'll touch on, is that it's really with the stores that you can order from. With DoorDash, they actually partner with all these restaurants that are listed on their app. So they're not going to have every single restaurant in your area, because if they haven't talked to them, if they haven't partnered with them or have some type of relationship with them, they're not going to put them on the app. So when you go onto the DoorDash app, every restaurant that you select will have their full menu. It has exactly the prices and what you can order. And so you'll know exactly how much you're going to pay by the time you check out, and delivery fee and, tip and all that stuff. But it also creates some problems, because that's a lot of restaurants that, they have to go and update the menus for. And it can be a hassle to order on DoorDash because they don't have every restaurant. And if they don't have like a custom option either too. So if you go to a restaurant and for some reason the menu is incorrect, like I found, one error. I actually ordered from a sandwich shop that also did like soups and different things, and they didn't have the sandwich section, right? It was kind of funny. This place was called like Alien Sandwiches, and they didn't even have the sandwich section on the DoorDash app. I was kind of like, hey, the point of this store is to sell sandwiches, and they didn't have that. So I couldn't order from DoorDash that day. So it's stuff like that you're definitely going to find. And then the other kind of annoying thing is that they don't have every restaurant. So a lot of places that I like to go, I like trying new places, and they may not be on the DoorDash app. So that's definitely one thing that you'll find. One thing that I really love about DoorDash though is when you do find a restaurant and you get everything set up, you place the order, it's instant. As soon as you place the order, it's like, boom, it processes and it says, all right, your order has been placed. And then it has nice tracking, and DoorDash actually texts you and says, your order has been accepted, it's on the way, your driver is arriving, all that type of stuff. Whereas Postmates uses more of in-app notifications, so you get a notification on your phone as opposed to texting. And when you order with Postmates, they actually go and find a courier. So you have to like sit there staring at the screen like, hey, it's spinning. And, Postmates has been better lately, but I've had many, many times where they haven't been able to find a courier. Whereas with DoorDash, every time I place the order, it's instant. So, those are kind of a couple differences as far as when it comes to ordering. The other thing to keep in mind with Postmates is that they actually allow you to order from anywhere. So any restaurant, any place, which is good and bad, right? Because if you go to like one of their so they'll have like partner and non-partner restaurants, and on the partner restaurants, they'll have menus and everything. But on like the random, like hole in the wall chicken place down the road or burrito spot down the road, you can still order from them, but you'll have to add like a custom order. They won't have the menu. You have to go on Yelp or something. I usually go on Yelp, find the menu, and then I pick out what I want. Or if I already know what I want, I'll just put it down. And kind of order that way. So it's good and bad because you can get it from any place, but you kind of have to do a little bit of work on your own. And I mean, I've had instances where I've like ordered from a place and it turns out that it's closed, right? Because Postmates doesn't have like a specific relationship with a lot of these stores basically, right? And I may be the first person ever to order from it, and they might be closed on Tuesdays, and I'm placing an order on Tuesday and I didn't know that, right? So that's definitely happened to me a few times. And then the other thing is, Postmates used to accept cash only jobs, but the last one that I tried to place, they said that they don't do cash only now. So I'm not sure if that's a nationwide policy or if maybe just something they're testing in my area, but definitely something to look out for. In my places, there are a lot of great cash only spots. So that'd be kind of annoying if that's like a future policy. So definitely keep in mind on that. And you can actually order anything on Postmates. And DoorDash has some options too, but I mean, if you want like, an avocado from, one time I was like cooking and I realized that like I forgot one thing from the store, but I was in the middle of cooking. And so I Postmated like one thing, and they went to Vaughn's or Ralph's and picked it up for me and brought it back. And I was able to finish my dinner perfectly without, on time. And my wife was happy that dinner was on time. So there's definitely stuff like that where it's pretty cool and comes in handy. 90% of the orders are food, and most of the food orders, especially on Postmates, because I've done a bunch of deliveries for them, are actually, like the Chipotle's, fast food type stuff. So that's definitely, what most of the orders are, but you could potentially order anything from them. So, both apps, kind of wrapping this up, both apps are good. Video is kind of a little bit long. Hopefully you guys made it to the end. And, I recommend giving both a shot though, really, and seeing which one you prefer. If you're like me, you'll probably end up using a combination of both because the prices are similar, and they both kind of have their weaknesses and their strengths. Postmates is better at certain things. DoorDash is better at other things. So definitely recommend you giving both a shot. Hey, they both give free credits when you sign up, so kind of a no-brainer to at least try it out once or twice. Hopefully you won't get too addicted to it like I have, but definitely a good services. So hopefully that was a good breakdown for you guys. If you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe to the channel, everything, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right, take care.